At Christmas, my mom handed my 7-year-old daughter an empty box and said, "We don't give gifts to a motherless child." Everyone laughed. I didn't. That night, I canceled their mortgage, froze their cards, and pulled back $62,283 in transfers. Hi Reddit. I don't usually post, but after what happened last Christmas, I've been holding on to this story for months and figured it was time to share it. It's about an empty gift box, a toxic family dynamic, and a lesson I should have learned long ago about who actually deserves your loyalty. I'm 39, a single dad, and I run projects for a construction company. I make good money, own a house, have a paid-off truck, and my 7-year-old daughter Lily is my world. She's smart, funny, and has this way of asking questions that makes you feel both proud and a little dumb. It's been just the two of us since her mom, Mia, passed in a car accident 5 years ago. I don't talk about it much. The day it happened, something in me shifted. I stopped caring about anything that didn't involve her. Every choice I've made since, work, home, life, revolves around Lily. She's my entire reason for being. My family doesn't really understand that. They say they do, but they don't. On paper, my parents aren't bad people, but they have a way of making everything about themselves. My mom believes she's the glue holding everyone together, but really, she's just reflecting her own image. Everything she does, family gatherings, holidays, even casual interactions, has to look perfect. My dad mostly goes along with her. He's not cruel, just one of those men who think silence equals wisdom. Then there's my brother Ashton. Golden boy since birth. Doesn't matter what he messes up. Mom calls it finding himself. He's 35, constantly changing jobs, and still calls dad when his car breaks down. I've lost track of how many temporary loans I've given him. Hillary, my sister, is the type who posts family is everything on Facebook while complaining about her husband behind his back. She's married with 2 kids and has a superiority complex because her husband sells insurance and wears loafers. I've always been the reliable one. Need help with a mortgage? Call Henry. Call sign a car? Henry's got good credit. Power bill about to get cut off? Henry will pay it. Spoiler, they never pay me back. I used to tell myself it didn't matter. I make good money and I like helping family. That's what I believed. Until recently. The truth is my family never really liked my wife. They weren't openly cruel, but there was a constant undercurrent of judgment. Little comments at dinners like, "She's very quiet, isn't she?" Or "You've changed since you met her." They smiled, but I could sense the undertone. Mia was too calm, too composed for them. Still, we kept the peace. Mia would bake for family gatherings, sit politely through Hillary's bragging, go along with mom's suggestions. She always tried. I think that's what hurt the most. She tried so hard to be liked. When she died, I thought maybe things would change, that they'd see how much she meant to me. Instead, it became weird. My mom kept saying, "At least you have Lily. She's your piece of Mia." As if Lily were a keepsake, not a person. I didn't argue. I never do. I just focused on Lily and let them stay in the background. Then last week mom called. She said she was hosting Christmas as usual and wanted Lily and me to come. Her exact words, "It's been too long, and Lily should be around family. She needs that." Part of me wanted to say no. I hate those gatherings. They're loud, fake, full of forced hugs and bragging contests. But Lily overheard the phone call, her face lighting up like Christmas had already arrived. She started asking if she'd see her cousins, if Grandma would like the card she made, if Santa would come too. I said yes. How do you say no to a 7-year-old excited for memories you can't create alone? The next few days were chaotic. Work deadlines, traffic, finding gifts that felt personal. But Lily was in her element. She picked out a sparkly red dress, wrapped her own small gift for Grandma, a hand-drawn family picture including Mia. She hummed Christmas songs, even asked if we could bake cookies like her mom used to. I helped, even though I'm terrible at baking. We burned the first batch, laughed, and she said, Mom would have saved the middle ones. That hit me hard. That night, I thought maybe this year wouldn't be so bad. Maybe they'd surprise me. I should have known better. My family can pretend to be normal just long enough to lower your guard, then remind you who they are. On Christmas Eve, Mom texted, don't be late. Family starts at 2, dress nice. Not, can't wait to see you. Not, Lily must be excited. Just, dress nice. Red flag number 1. Still, I told myself it was fine. We arrived, Lily buzzing with excitement. She asked if Grandma's tree was bigger, if her cousins would like her drawings. I didn't have the heart to tell her the truth. Mom doesn't smile unless someone's watching. The moment we stepped in, I could tell it was all for show. Mom greeted us with a stiff smile. Well, look who decided to show up, she said, inspecting Lily like she was an outfit rather than her granddaughter. Dad gave me a half hug, then disappeared toward the football game. Lily stayed close, shyly smiling. Mom's voice cut through, look at her, so quiet, just like her mother. The gift opening began. Hillary's kids went first, new toys, matching scooters, each bigger than the last. Then Mom clapped. Now we've got something special for our little Lily. Lily's eyes lit up. They dragged out a huge shiny red box almost as tall as she is. She tore off the paper, giggling, then froze. It was empty. The room went silent. Hillary laughed nervously. Dad shifted. Mom smiled her tight-lipped lesson smile. We don't give gifts to a motherless child. It's bad luck. Lily blinked, lips trembling. What? Mom shrugged. It's just how it is. Don't take it personally. Then she added, you even look like your mother when you cry. Something inside me snapped. You think that Seth's funny? I said. Silence? You think humiliating a 7-year-old is funny? Dad tried to intervene. I cut him off. Not this time. You talk about family like it means something. But you wouldn't set no love if it punched you in the face. You hated Mia for not worshiping you. And now you punish her daughter for existing. Mom faltered. Don't sit, be dramatic. Dramatic? I laughed, harshly. You just told a child her mother makes her bad luck. You sir disgusting. Ashton tried to mediate. Bro, relax. She didn't just mean it like that. Then how did she mean it? You sit there letting her say garbage while I sit been bailing you out for years. Hillary crossed her arms. You sit overreacting. Mom was joking. I looked down at Lily, gripping the empty box, her face red and wet. If that sep's your idea of a joke, you need help. Dad said, don't set make a scene. A scene, watch me walk out and never come back. That sep's the only scene you still get. I crouched next to Lily, wiped her tears. We still leaving, baby. You don't pet need people like this. She nodded. As we walked to the truck, Mom called. Oh, stop it, Henry. You still embarrassing yourself. No, Mom. You did that a long time ago. I drove away. Lily buried her face in my shoulder, shaking. Daddy, why did Grandma say that? Did I do something bad? No, sweetheart. You didn't do anything wrong. Some people mistake cruelty for strength. That night, Lily went straight to bed. I stared at the ceiling. I had been through plenty from them over the years, but this hit differently. It was about Lily. The more I thought, the more pieces clicked together. All the subtle digs about Mia, Mom's, she never really tried to fit in. Comments, Dad agreeing silently. They resented Mia for not playing their games, and now they were doing the same to Lily because she looks like her mother. By 2 a.m., I had decided I wasn't going to argue, explain, or give them money ever again. I started reviewing years of bank statements, transfer receipts, and loan confirmations. $45,000. I'd quietly poured into them over the years. For what? To have them humiliate my daughter? It wasn't about revenge. It was about protecting Lily and myself. I took screenshots, organized evidence, and prepared to cut the cord once and for all. By the next morning, I felt clear, sharp, awake. Lily was still asleep. I sipped coffee, opened my laptop, and planned every move with quiet precision. 2 full days later, everything was ready. Accounts, auto pays, everything that gave them control over us. Frozen, disconnected, gone. They wanted loyalty. Fine. They were about to see what loyalty looks like when its set's been drained dry. First target, the mortgage. 6 years ago, my parents couldn't qualify for refinancing because Dad's credit was poor. They called crying, saying they'd lose the house. I co-signed, just for a few months. Mom had said, "You're our safety net." That safety net turned into me quietly, covering payments whenever they forgot. I logged into the lender portal. Balance: $167,000 remaining. My name was listed second. I clicked through the payment history. My account showed up on more lines than theirs. That was enough evidence. They were already 3 months behind before I stopped paying. My deposits had just been covering late fees. I deleted my card from their payment system and emailed the lender saying I wouldn't be covering payments anymore. If they wanted me off the loan, they'd have to refinance. I attached proof of my payments and asked to be removed as an authorized payer. One connection severed. Next, utilities. 4 years ago, their power nearly got cut off. Mom had called crying again, worried her grandkids would freeze. I had set up autopay without being asked, paying $160 a month for years. I logged into the electric and water accounts, found my name as authorized payer, and canceled both. Confirmation emails arrived instantly. Screenshots went into a folder labeled proof. It felt like unclogging a drain that had been blocked for years. Then the credit cards. Mom and Dad had been authorized users on 2 of my cards for emergencies. Groceries turned into online shopping sprees in restaurants. I reviewed 6 years of statements, line by line. I removed their names, froze the accounts, and absorbed the old balances. I sent them a spreadsheet showing every dollar charged, petty perhaps, satisfying definitely. New card numbers were issued, cutting another line of access. Next was Ashton's car loan. 2 years ago, he asked me to co-sign. He made 3 payments before it became my responsibility. I told the lender I would no longer cover missed payments. A few months later, the car was repossessed. My credit took a minor hit, but seeing that tow truck drive off was worth it. By the afternoon, my desktop resembled a command center, screenshots, emails, PDFs, all neatly labeled. I wasn't angry or sad, just free. For the first time, I wasn't waiting for approval or forgiveness. I was making decisions for me and Lily. I opened a new savings account labeled Lily's Future. Every dollar that had gone to them now went there. Automatic transfer, $1,200 per month. After 2 days, I had receipts for everything: mortgage, utilities, credit cards, car loan. Each step brought a calm I didn't know I needed. I began packing away photos and mementos of family trips, gifts, and obligations, not out of hate, but because I didn't need reminders of people who only loved me when my wallet was open. I reflected on moments I had ignored my instincts. Mom leaving Mia out of a family portrait. Ashton calling Mia too fancy because of her degree. Hillary saying, "You got lucky she settled for you." I had laughed it off then, but now it was clear, they had always meant it. When school resumed in January, I made Lily her favorite pasta and listened as she talked about her art project. She smiled again for the first time since Christmas. That little smile confirmed I had done the right thing. After she went to bed, I double-checked everything in my proof folder and backed it up to the cloud. If they tried to twist the story, I'd be ready. Around midnight, an email from the mortgage lender confirmed my request to stop voluntary payments. Cosigner removal required refinance. Delinquency. That word made me grin. For years, I had been their safety net. Without me, the cracks were showing. I felt like a man finally protecting his own family. The only one that mattered, Mia used to say. You can't save people who drown on purpose. I finally understood. They had pulled me under for years. Now I was swimming without them. 3 days later, the storm hit, pounding on the door. Mom, Dad, Ashton. Mom started yelling about payments not going through and utilities being disconnected. I stayed calm. I stopped paying for people who humiliated my daughter. She gasped. You can sit just. Funny, I said. I thought family didn't humiliate 7-year-olds at Christmas. Ashton scoffed. It was a joke. A joke? You call an empty gift box and telling a child her mother is bad luck a joke? Mom tried, it was taken out of context. You looked my daughter in the eye and said she didn't deserve a gift because her mom died. What context makes that okay? Dad, that sep's enough, Henry. You star crossing a line. The only line crossed, I said, was between my family and your chaos. Ashton, you think you stir better than us? No, I said. I set 'em smarter for not wasting my money on people who treat me like a wallet. Mom, we stars still your parents. Then start acting like it. Parents don't just leech off kids or humiliate grandkids. Dad, you regret this. You can walk away from family. You can walk away from something that was never there. Mom, Henry, please. We need help. The house was my safety net. You begged me to co-sign. I covered your missed payments, saved your credit, and now that I stopped, not selfish. I just stopped holding you up. Ashton, you really think you can live without family? You mean like been there for all of you? News flash, I already did that. Didn't it work out for me? Mom, you changed. Yes, that was the point. Dad, you's not welcome in this family anymore. You can cut off someone who doesn't need you. I closed the door, locked it, and didn't move as their voices faded. Back inside, Lily was coloring. Who was that? She asked. Just some people who forgot how to knock politely, I said. She giggled and went back to her drawing. The rest of the night was calm, normal, peaceful. I deleted 5 missed calls and voicemails. For the first time, I was protecting the right people. Soon, pre-foreclosure notices, utility shutoffs, declined credit cards, and repossessions followed. Word spread. Mom's friends stopped defending her. Hillary's posts disappeared. Ashton was broke again. Life returned to normal for us. Lily thrived, smiling, sleeping well, drawing freely. A letter from Mom arrived. Predictable, guilt, manipulation, judgment. I crumpled it and threw it away. They had never stopped trying to control the narrative. To them, I wasn't a son or brother. I was a resource. By late spring, the foreclosure finalized. Mom and Dad moved to a small rental. Ashton moved in with a friend. Hillary stayed married, but barely. Melissa texted, "They are still blaming you." I replied, "Good, let them talk." I been done listening. Peace isn't dramatic. It's quiet, steady. Silence replaced chaos. Spring turned to summer. Work, school, home, simple again. No emergencies, no guilt, no calls. Lily thrived, joining art club, bringing home messy paintings I taped to the fridge. I felt lighter, free. Melissa called, amused. "Your mom says you are living a lonely life." I laughed. Yeah, lonely life includes pancakes, cartoons, and a daughter who doesn't cry herself to sleep anymore. No one bought Mom's story. Life made sense. I stopped being referee. Christmas returned. No invitations, no fake gestures, just me and Lily, pancakes, cheesy holiday music, and snow outside. "Are we going to Grandma Sep's?" Lily asked. "No, sweetheart, we start doing our own thing." She smiled. "Good, I like it when it's just us." I put an arm around her. "Me too, kiddo. Me too." We spent the day building a blanket fort, eating too many cookies, laughing. Lily looked up with frosting on her face. "Mom would like our tree." "Yeah, baby," I said. I didn't need a family who tore me down to feel loved. I already had one that looked up to me for protection, comfort, and peace. Sitting there with Lily, I realized we weren't missing anything. We were finally whole.